When making changes to a system, we have to look at the privacy and security of our patients' information. When connecting an EHR to a HIE, we improve the privacy and security of our patients' information. New regulations have been implemented to help keep this information safe. These new regulations have extended strict HIPAA enforcement onto businesses and providers, given patients accessibility to their records electronically, and set new boundaries as to when a hospital can and cannot share medical information. With the adoption of EHRs, patients are able to sign their consent to the release of information electronically. This makes it harder for companies to use patient information without the consent of a patient, and makes it harder for a provider to influence the choice of that patient. Now, just because a hospital is able to share information electronically does not mean they always will. With the consent to share, hospitals can send information to providers or insurance companies quicker. Patients can still deny their information shared digitally, and the provider may have to send it by phone, fax, or mail. Patients can request an electronic copy if providers keep health records digitally of their information at any time. They also have the right to request that their information be sent to a third party, for instance, a family member. Not all patients know about their rights to their information, so the Office of National Coordination for Health Information Technology, the ONC, and the Office of Civil Rights, the OCR, came together and made the Access Project. The Access Project improves public health and education about patient rights with the new EHR system through ads and commercials.
Here are 3 examples of EHR training. Super user training. Super users are staff members trained to move through the EHR system quickly and can share helpful hints, tips, and techniques. Super users combine specialized EHR training with training on how the EHR will be used in the organization for your specific workflow. Next, we have role-based training, which is a strategy learn how to train sessions to the roles and responsibilities of a staff. It focuses on how each staff group will be using the EHR system and design training sessions that will be best to suit their needs. And lastly, we have the process-based training. It will help your staff understand the new workflows. Process-based training also trains users on how the process of the practice, and hospitals will provide clinical summaries for your patients.
Financially, implementing an EHR system can be very costly. Here are some steps to think about when determining the cost of implementing. The first one is establish the objective. First, the practice should think about the reasons why they need to change and what they want to achieve by implementing EHR. This is the process in which you should think about, okay, what can the practice use to benefit from this? In this time, you need to think about training, vendors, and the cost, because depending on the practice objective, the price will vary. Second is assess the current situation. Okay, with this step, once the practice knows what they want to accomplish, it's better to update existing systems that's already been used within the practice, such as a billing system. It's more convenient to get the EHR that works with the existing system before putting in EHR to other systems. Third is define what the system must do. Okay, so during this time, you should know why and what you want your EHR systems to do. It's easier to set goals for your EHR system, and that way it will prepare you for the request when you have to talk to those vendors. It will be much easier for you to already have what you want in mind so you can contact the vendor. Next is negotiate, purchase, and install. When negotiating with vendors, it's best to ask questions like, who are you guys getting to do the training? How long will they be on site? Because you have to pay for that time. How many days and how many hours you have to pay for, and that's another thing to think about, because everyone on your team will have to know how to use the new system, and depending on how many people that you have in the office, it could take time. It could take weeks to get everybody in there trained, which brings me up to my next point. um, Train for proficiency. Training can take hours and hours, and you would like to have everyone on the same page with the transition in a timely manner. Lastly, document meaningful use. Just like the video said, what is meaningful use? Meaningful use is the adoption of certified EHR technology and is used to specify objectives such as entry of basic data, using direct records to enter clinical orders, and also while providing patients with electronic versions of their health information.
Clinical portion. Working in a clinical setting, you'll make an important impact. You'll have a stable job. You'll work as part of a team. You'll have access to healthcare benefits and receive a good salary. You'll have a very clean working environment. Working in a clinical setting inside the hospital gives the workers a one-on-one chance to make a difference in someone's life, big or small. Working with a hospital is great job security.